Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
At the bottom of the ocean, I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'm gonna stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. I'm at the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'm gonna stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream.
There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again. And then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Hi, Lieutenant. How are you doing? Aw, did you find your land nav point, Lieutenant? Good job, Lieutenant. You get a
Expert Action Badge.
put on your uniform right,
Expert Action Badge.
show up to work on time,
Expert Action Badge.
qualify on your weapon,
Expert Action Badge. Badge of Action.
find your guidon.
Expert Action Badge.
That's right, just doing your noble warrior task and drills, you get a
Expert Action Badge.
Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shit in a bag, Pogue. Badge of Action. The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. Action Badge.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
Have you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Broadcasting live for the Function of Veterans Center of Excellence on this 12 May 2022. My host, broadcasting live with us.
That's me. Hey, y'all.
Oh, Lordy, 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 on fire, Lordy.
Not on fire.
On fire, Lordy.
Yes.
It would appear that I've pissed off the tweeps on Twitter about voting. Man.
Oh, man.
There are just some individuals that just like to be angry.
I mean,
They-
you could tweet, hi.
Yes.
And
You
will
could
piss
tweet.
off
You
somebody.
could say something. You could just say, I like the way the leaves are turning today and wherever I live. And the next thing you know, people are like, why are they turning colors? How come this? You can't get... I mean, it's funny because you can see the clicks and favorites. Individuals who will post the most shittiest fucking takes on the planet.
Right.
And hey, time flies. It feels like just yesterday you were singing in Spanish. That's right. Last Thursday. If you missed out the Cinco de Mayo show.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I did.
You did? Oh.
There was storms and shit here. I had no power, no internet. Had no AC for like 8 hours with the no power. That was not fun. But
Oof.
yeah,
I know, man. You
I
were sucking
honestly
the-
took some Lunesta and took my ass to bed because that was the only way I could survive it.
That was Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Scott playing the guitar at the 434 Field Artillery Brigade. Paul, he is the Brigade S3. So shout out for them for letting us use that video. I just like that national anthem with the guitar. So cool. But
Major or Lieutenant Colonel? I couldn't.
Lieutenant
I was
Colonel,
trying to make
yeah.
that out in the video.
yeah,
Huh?
Lieutenant Colonel. He was Lieutenant Colonel.
Okay, I'll allow it then.
But yeah, you tweet something that's like, oh, I like the way the leaves are turning, and there are individuals. I think there needs to be some sort of psychoanalysis or something that needs to be done on Twitter to see the reactions of individuals when they absolutely ping, and you can see the little social clicks that they've had. People have that. They're also to the effect of, if you're in a certain group, a group, and one person tweets something, everyone's like, yes, that's very brave. That's very nod. It's a thank you so much. I appreciate
Very
that.
brave.
Very brave, stunning.
Opening your front door and
Yes,
going to work today.
thank you so much. But then somebody else were to tweet something else, I could tweet the exact same fucking thing. It's because of who I am or who I'm affiliated with, or I'm not part of another sect of Twitter. Man, people just lose their shit. It's funny because I can have good discourse and conversation with individuals on social media, no issues whatsoever. Hey man, it's cool. Hey, appreciate it. I hold no ill will. What's funny is when I get the guys that say idiot and then block me on fucking Twitter. Like, wow, dude. If if you do get butthurt, exactly that, D-Max. If you get butthurt, there is a fucking close button on some of social media apps. What was it? Oh, I tweeted something about voting. And people freaked the fuck out. Trying to say that I was spewing some sort of voter fraud bullshit or something like that. When everybody knows I troll the fuck out of individuals who cry that. So I do. That's like
I don't think it's like you're saying it's voter fraud. Do I agree with what you tweeted? Not completely, but doesn't think Twitter fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell Elon to kick you off Twitter,
right?
Make you go sit in the corner.
You're gonna kick me off. All I said was you guys know how if you're on social media and you do what they call the copy pasta, and basically what it is that you see somebody tweet something and you kind of like copy pasta that. You could either be sarcastic or serious. So I said, say it with me, vote in person with an ID on election day, a federal holiday on for all, no more early day voting, no more mail-in ballots. And I copy pasted off of another account, right? No big deal.
Right.
Man, if you see the fucking amount of comments to likes, to retweets, everybody call me names, saying that I'm an asshole, saying that it's disenfranchising voters. I'd like to say, can I say this? I don't say this very often, but can I say this everyone likes to say as a veteran? I'm going to drop this. I appreciate individuals speaking for the Latino community. I don't feel disenfranchised by, I don't know, going to fucking register like you're supposed to and request an absentee ballot like everyone else does. And then, of course, what it is when I said mail-in, people wanted to pick pepper out of fly shit and said that I was trying to draw a same line between mail-in balloting and absentee balloting when their processes and all that. I'm not saying that I don't trust our U.S. postal system. I get my meds. I get stuff from the mail. I get my Amazon gifts. I send gift stuff and stuff like that. I trust the mail system.
I honestly could not survive without the postal service
anymore.
Dude.
Especially with the pandemic.
I get my groceries in the mail now.
Right,
too.
Exactly. But I don't trust. But that's me like registering to vote, submitting an app for an absentee ballot, and because I had provided an ID and I'm registered and all this other shit, and then I get it in the mail. It comes to me in my mailbox. I can sit there in my Ranger panties and my T-shirt and fill out my ballot, and then seal it up, and then walk over to my mailbox, lift the little flag, and here comes my mailman. And we shoot the shit about, whatever the weather or something like that. And that's it.
I like going in person to vote, mainly because I always forget to do the request an absentee ballot.
I've done that before, too.
But,
I've done that. See, that's the thing. It's like everyone seems...
And I also like to hear the little lady saying, "Good job, sweetheart. Thank you for coming."
Right.
I like to hear that,
Exactly.
Because I don't have a lunch lady telling me that anymore, calling me honey and sugar. So, the ballot ladies do.
Right. Exactly. I would like, to be honest with you, if there's an issue to fucking register to fucking vote, and it's an issue to where you're saying that's disenfranchisement, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the way we do elections, and I call bullshit on the voter fraud. I'm saying is there irregularities to some of the voting and some of the registering and how some of the process. And exactly, good point. Who is the federal voting assistance officer for the WTF Nation? Exactly. I need to get my I voted sticker and flash it all over where just like our vax stuff.
We're gonna have to appoint someone on orders.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put somebody on orders now. See, we need to get our
radar. I don't know.
I don't know, radar. I don't know, radar or CQ. I don't know, maybe Cause. But Cause would tell you to stop being lazy and go out and fucking vote. So a little. Everyone just got the ass, and I'm like, are you guys getting mad at something that's Look. It's almost like you're not gonna allow that soldier to have a fucking messy room. You're gonna have to put controls in place to make sure that soldier cleans his room, to also make sure that there's punishment or an effect or something that's gonna happen or a consequence to the soldier if you don't tell that soldier to clean his room or you don't enforce the standard of cleaning his room. I mean, this shouldn't sound so fucking difficult, but if you're voting and there's a process to register to vote, you have to present an ID card, and you forget, hey, have I missed? I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna say, hang on. I know. Am I gonna lose some edges on my American card here? I might have to go ahead and just take a stripe off of my American flag because I'm admitting this right now. I've missed out on voting one time because I was negligent in my voting. I was negligent and procrastinated.
You know what? I will tell you a story about that, but I'll let you finish.
I procrastinated, and I thought the same thing like you were saying. I thought that I was not going to be able to I could just do this absentee, blah, blah, blah. And then, oh, fuck, I didn't realize the deadline was open or the deadline had stopped. So I was like, I got to go fucking do and I got to get going and do whatever and do this in-person voting, right? No big deal. So as I went to go do it, I had forgotten, and also because I had not paid attention, my dumbass, I'll admit it, not knowing where the polling places were at, or not knowing where where I could go to the polls. I missed out on a local election. It wasn't a federal, it wasn't for president, it was like a local stuff. And so I missed out on it. I was like, well, fuck, dude. Well, shit. Okay. Well, damn. So it's not like I'm saying it's people are trying to add absentee ballots and mail-in ballots to the same thing.
Right.
When I'm doing it through my postal service, and I'm doing it because I'm a registered absentee voter, then I'm registered because I have already provided an ID card and proof of who I am, then that's fine. But I don't trust, and I'll say this, I don't just trust a goddamn, I don't know, it's almost like, what is this silver box sitting here that says ballot? It's almost like, I almost feel like that type of balloting system or that type of method of dropping off your ballot, it's almost like sending an old person a fucking text that says you've paid off your Verizon bill. Congratulations. Click this link for a prize. That's what I fucking feel like it is. I trust the U.S. Postal Service. If the U.S. Postal Service were the ones that set up those mail-in / those ballot drop-off, I don't understand why we cannot go with in-person voting or the absentee ballot, which you have to mail. Yes, I know individuals are trying to like mince words, pick pepper out of fly shit, trying to say that I'm spreading voter conspiracies and shit like that. When I've actually trolled the fucking, what's that dude, Mike Lindell, the pillow guy? I've trolled him. I've trolled General Flynn. I've trolled who else? Who was that other chick? Remember that one chick that was screaming that these machines were fucking wrong? What was her name? I can't remember. I can't fucking remember her name. I got fucking trolled. I was trolling her back. Fuck you, bitch. Oh, I mean, I didn't call her fuck you, bitch, but it's like straight bullshit.
Like, I'll use assistance to keep up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, who do I? So I'm laughing to everyone thinks that it's like bothering me that I fucking find it hilarious that, holy shit, I can see by some of these responses and some of these tweets. I don't know if we should have. I think we should have some sort of competency. He's not. If we want to rule somebody incompetent to stand trial, then I think we need to have somebody real confident that maybe you should vote. You know what I mean? I'm showing my. Oh, come on, man! This is a great shirt. This is a first armored division, Iron Soldiers. I told you every sergeant's time I wear a military T-shirt or something military of my past, so I'm busting them out.
I'm wearing pajamas just in case anybody's
I know, man. So you were saying about your story. What happened with your voting stuff?
Okay, so I am trying to remember, but it was when Bush and Gore were against each other. I can't remember the year. So, in the 2000s with just some zeros. So whatever year they were, the Hanging Chad year.
Right. Yeah.
So me and at the time husband, neither one of us voted in that election.
Gotcha.
We didn't because my ex-husband was, now ex, he was my husband at the time, was deployed and didn't get his stuff in time. So we both decided not to vote because, yes, at that time I was going to vote for Gore. And he, yes, thank you for your times. He was deployed. He was not over in Iraq or Afghanistan. He was in, I think it was Bosnia, somewhere. I can't remember. He was deployed over in Europe,
probably the
somewhere
Balkans
over there,
like that.
and he didn't get his stuff done in time. Whatever it was that he had to do to get his mail-in ballots, absentee ballot, whatever you want to call it.
Right, exactly.
Pepper out of fly shit, is that the word you say?
Yeah, these people are picking pepper out of fly shit. You guys you try to say you don't trust the mail-in system when it's an absentee ballot? Well, there you go, man. You mailed it off. What? Nah, you're fucking like you're trying to use. Yeah, you can't flex on me from this shit. You're talking about I spent almost 20 years flexing words on motherfuckers. You ain't gonna do it to me. You know what I mean? Try it.
Yeah, so whatever he had to do, he didn't get his ballot in time. So we were going to vote for the opposite people. So neither one of us voted that year because our votes would have canceled each other out. So that's just the agreement we came to. And we didn't vote. So it was the only time I did not vote since the very first time I voted for Ross Perot when I turned 18.
Yes. That was my, you know, that was my first person that I voted for too, was Ross Perot. Was, you know, could you imagine if Ross Perot was fucking running now? I mean, you know, or somebody like him.
Now.
Well, he's dead, but I'm just saying, but like right now,
I mean,
if you look at some of the speeches that Ross Perot said and you put it up to now, I mean, just people like fucking. I was just like, yeah, I voted for him because I know, mind you, this has nothing to do with Sergeant's Time, but it does in a way because we're gonna actually, as we're speaking right now and spanking.
Because y'all know damn well I would not let him get on some Monday shit for this long.
Correct. Because this also means that because voting season's come up, I'm gonna get with some individuals from the voting assistance program with the government, so that way they can walk us through the process of how to do this stuff and all that. So, but I'm just saying, the reason why I voted for Ross Perot back in the day. Well, what was that, like 92, 91, 92?
Yeah,
something like that. It was like a long time. Yeah, it was
I turned 18 in 91, so yeah, probably 92.
So
then, yeah.
Right. So the reason why I voted for him was due to the fact that I was tired of seeing the Bush, political dynasties. You know what I mean? The political dynasties of like the Kennedys, of like the fucking, you know what I mean? Your freaking how the Kennedys were expected to be like the ruling class of candidacies, and the same thing with the Clintons, and the same thing with the Bushes. You know what I mean? Just I saw that coming. That there is ICE your dad? No.
Honestly, I voted Perot just because he's the only one that, like, I watched the debates and everything the first time because that's what my dad told me to do, and not listen to what he had to say about voting for. My dad has been a hardcore Republican his entire life,
right?
And not listen to what he had to say. He said, "You watch it and you figure out who you want to vote for yourself." And I just liked him best.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, it's just that individuals they really got. I mean, they got heated. I'm just like saying you're disenfranchising minorities, and I mean, I'm getting people like angrily fucking retweeting shit. And I'm thinking, bro, you know I'm a fucking minority, right? I've never been disenfranchised. I've never felt that. I just like, how do I vote? You got to do this, you got to do that, and you got to do this. Oh, okay. Then I guess I got to go do that and do this and do that. And obviously within the military, there's obviously absentee ballots that, of course, that I 100% fully support that process if you're deployed. But then again, it's always been the point of contention of their being counted or not, or individuals that don't want to use absentee ballots and stuff like that for a specific extenuating circumstance like that, of course. But if your ass was just fucking lazy on Fort Couch and you were like missing deadlines left and right, you missed the fucking election after you had 2 weeks of early voting and the election itself, the election day itself, and then you decided, oh, fuck, maybe I should have done that, and now you're going to cry on whatever social media virtual signaling platform that you're going to have. I can't wait for Elon to lift the fucking caps up with everything, man. I just want to see shit burn, but that's just me.
Oh, yeah. And they were asking in the comments, yes, Ross ran as the independent back then. There was I don't think there was a libertarian party per se as there is now, like with Spike Cohen and Joe Jorgensen. I can't never say
JoJo. That's right, Joe Jorgensen.
That's right. Those two ran on the libertarian ticket this last election, and right. I can't remember the dude's name that ran the first time, when Trump won. I can't remember his name either at the time. Johnson something.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, Randy Johnson. Was it Randy Johnson or something like that? What was his name? Randy Johnson? He was the one that forgot where Aleppo was at. And what's Aleppo? You know, it was that guy?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
So Branko says rent equals vent. So people would rather rent than self-evaluate. I'm going to tell you what. I love that's kind of like freaking living rent-free in people's minds sometimes just by tweeting something like that. I just like, God damn, dude. if you're allowed to have your shit takes, and I kind of leave you alone, I'm just like, okay, scroll. That's a shit take. Don't get mad.
Everybody's allowed to have shit takes.
Yeah, don't get mad at me when I respond to your shit, and then you're getting angrier and angrier, and I'm like, dude, you gonna like fucking go kick some small animals or some shit, or drink your fucking boxed wine, getting mad and fuck, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. So it's like, yeah, hello, I'm definitely not a lawyer asking you how to franchise your very way of thinking. Yeah, exactly. Dude. It's just like, exactly. It's like go back to the Latinx. Fuck.
Oh no, now you're going to start ranting on that. Okay.
That's a Monday thing that's going to be talked about, but I'm just saying.
2 minutes.
Yeah, okay, 2 minutes. No, it's easy. I'm just saying. It's like, I don't.
Okay.
Well, communities, people who are saying are disenfranchised, believe it or not, have individuals who are speaking for them when there's a lot of issues of not being completely disenfranchised. I'm more worried about this goddamn formula shit with babies and mamas. You know what I'm saying? I'm more worried about that. You know, the voting shit, we could argue that shit back and forth because there's always going to be an election. It's like, goddamn, dude, got all this baby formula shit happening. You have military families right now that are kind of wondering what the hell's going on with the shortage of baby formula in the commissaries. I've been getting some I've been like, hey, look, we've been seeing in the inbox some shelves being a little emptier or a little barer than normal. But, dude, holy shit.
Yeah, I would hate to be a mother right now, but and you know what? Let me say this one thing about that, because I did read through the comments. I know we shared on our page the story about the formula shortage. It is happening on posts and bases and commissaries and everything too. If you are not a mother, shut up. Just shut up. Breastfeeding is not something you can like flip a switch on.
Right.
It's not like a beer tap where you can just turn it on and off. Because if I see one more man that says, "Oh, just breastfeed," it doesn't work like that. It just, they're not like taps. Just
they're not like, they're not taught to start.
Not even saying like let's just say a mother chose not to breastfeed she just decided she didn't want to, because guess what? Women can do that, and like 6 months later, there's a breast or formula shortage. Oh, just breastfeed. It doesn't work like that, fuckers. Shut up.
Right. It's still exactly that, recruiter time. It's still not over what people did with toilet paper, and now this. It's like, holy shit. Everyone's like,
at least toilet paper. It's not gonna, like, I don't know.
Everyone's exactly. Everyone's trying to point fingers at this, of where all the baby formula went. I'm like, shut the fuck up. A lot of individuals have used GoFundMe's and donation centers to donate this way before this became a fucking crisis. But it just blows me away when people are trying to connect something that I unless you can make like a direct connection. I mean, I joke around and break balls about shit like that. Like, oh, maybe it wasn't a bad idea to set all those fucking food processing centers on fire or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Just joking around like that. But then, do I have any legitimate proof? Do I have any proof? Of course, I'm going to have the Ministry of Truth Information Board say that I was wrong for posting them shits. But yeah, I just like the single fathers are feeling it just the same. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. I know the single dad life. I totally know it. So that was the thing where we're going to just talk about right quick was just let's see, military. So see, it was still kind of sergeant-y. Federal voting assistance officers. We're going to get on the horn with them to see if we can get them on there, and then, lack of formula in commissaries. So it's kind of fucked up to see.
Yeah, and again, it's not just commissaries; it's lack of everywhere, but it is in commissaries too. And I will say the one other thing that comes up with it being in commissaries is overseas. A lot of mothers, when it comes to getting formula, especially if there's no other options to get the kinds that they, or that they trust, there's not like they can go, to just any market, on the economy overseas and, get the same kinds that they're used to. I'm not saying that they can't get it off post in overseas places, but depending on the location that they're at, if there's shortages in commissaries, it's going to hurt Oconus mothers worse than it is the ones CONUS.
Right. No, I hear you, man.
Yeah.
Yep, I hear you. It's a touchy topic, man. It's like real fucking, it's like, fucking voting, the who to blame on this whole fucking thing. Hang on, let me look at this right quick. There's an update here, I think. So there was an update on the U.S. Army WTF moments. There was a bolo that was posted, and so there's been an update now. Hector de la Fuente from the San Antonio area, he was missing, so he's been found. I know people were asking me about that, so he has been found. So Hector de la Fuente has been found. There was a bolo out earlier, so I'm just giving you guys an update. So that's good news. Good news, man. So it's kind of like bumming when we don't have a guest, man. It's like we're just kind of just hanging out with fans.
I'm sorry, was that me?
No, I'm just saying it's just like that. Comments in the chats are saying that people are having donations. Everyone donate baby formula or we give donations, stuff like that. That's good to see the community doing that. It is. It is good to see the community do that. All right, so there's a story that was out that just blew me away that I was like, holy crap, I can't believe this is out. Now, we always joke around about not playing with the wildlife or not, avoid the wildlife, but a soldier was killed in a bear attack Tuesday in Alaska. Did you hear about that?
I read that. Oh my God. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it was just the soldier was part of a small group in a training area west of Anchorage, a regional landfill, when the bear attacked. And so the name of the soldier is being held pending notification of next of kin. So
I have questions about this.
What's that? There's no other information available, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I know there's no other information available that they put out. All right. Any of y'all that have been on TikTok, for the last couple of years, there's Cecilia. She lives on Svalbard, an island that's close to the North Pole. And I'm trying to say that exactly how she does, and I can't do it. And, they have polar bears up there. And anytime her and Graham, her dog, go anywhere, she brings a rifle. She doesn't say that, but she implies that, she has a gun on her or a rifle because there are polar bears up there. Right. All right. And for that exact reason. And she can't say that because it's TikTok and community violations and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Why are soldiers in the field where there are bears in the springtime, where there are cubs and mama bears? I mean, the term mama bear is the term mama bear for a reason.
Right, exactly.
Like, who did the risk assessment?
Right. Well,
that's my question.
I mean, we've always posted videos on the main page and on the video page or our own accounts, social media accounts of troops that, we always say a Sergeant Major Bear, Command Sergeant Major Bear will show up to the motor pool and get in your vehicle to check it out. And we've posted videos of bears getting in, and especially in Alaska, getting in the motor pool and soldiers messing with them or something like that. So it's kind of like, I will say this is, I know there's been some. I'm gonna date myself with this. Back in Operation Desert Nom, we used to have an armed guard for wild boars. It was a senior NCO, and it was only for defense. So if they came at us or they decided to attack, they can fire a shot to hit it. This is in. I should just say it's undisclosed, because what if I'm revealing some shit that's gonna bust that fucking Starfers class? So.
I mean, if it was back in Vietnam, I'm sure
Yeah, but
the statute of limitations is over with.
Yeah. Is it? You think so? After way back in the early mid '90s or something like that? Do you think that? I would have. He's probably a CSM right now, or he probably went to Green to Gold and is now a general. Is probably remembering the story.
Like, damn it! Shut up!
Shut up! What are you doing? Not here, dudes. Shut up. So yes, we had a Sergeant First Class. I won't say the location. How about that? But there were wild boars in the area, and he had a sidearm. He had a pistol. I mean, I don't know if he was gonna raise up and pew pew pew, then freaking,
And then just on the other side of the wild boar story, I have bear stories from when I was a kid, and I have wild boar stories from when I was a kid. I lived in Guam. I mean, that was one of our field day events, and they would grease the baby wild boar, and you would chase it. And I know that sounds like I'm making this up, but I swear to God it's true. And my mom has pictures because it's still ridiculous to me this day. And then when we lived in Alaska when I was a kid, I used to have nightmares that the bears were going to come into my room and kill me. Because they used to have, like, you have, like, tornado watches and tornado warnings down there.
Right.
Like, on the news, if there was, like, a bear, like, spotted in, like, a neighborhood, they would, like, tell you on the news that there was a warning, like, hey, there's some bears in this neighborhood or that neighborhood. Yeah. That's my only, like, that and falling in a big snowdrift are, like, some of the few memories I have of living in Alaska. And now that, And look, there's people that are saying they have bear encounters in the field and stuff, or off duty is fishing and hiking. And again, like, you would think that you have something to protect yourself if the bear decides to attack you. I don't know. Especially if you're a soldier, probably with a weapon on you.
It goes into the can soldiers carry thing again, or why soldiers shouldn't be allowed to carry with them or something like that. I think
at Fort Hood and where there are bears are the two places.
At Fort Hood. You want
to be issued ammo.
Right, issued ammo. Yeah, and you're like, I'm just curious because I think honestly that that at this point, especially for remote areas like that, I don't see why we couldn't have anybody armed there or something like that to kind of.
Yeah, even if it's not everybody.
Right. Have a couple of arms. Like I said, in the area where I was stationed and where I was training, there was wild boars in that area that was pretty. Right. They were pretty prevalent there, and they were like really hanging out and messing with the troops. So they're just like, okay, well, just give them pistol and we're training and stuff like that and all that. So, or if they're near the tent or near the talk or the jock area. So, but yeah, bears, shit, don't fuck with bears, dude. Just turn the fuck around. Act like you didn't see it. And you know what they say? If you act like you didn't see it, it won't act like it won't see you. No, it's going to come after you. If you don't try to freaking be Grizzly Adams. Wait, I might date somebody if I say that. Did anybody know who Grizzly Adams is? Does anybody watch Grizzly Adams when they were young with their grandparents? I guess I got to say grandparents because I'm probably as old as some individuals' grandparents.
Yes, I know who Grizzly Adams is.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I was wondering if anybody in the audience would be but yeah, dude, just like people want to try to be Grizzly Adams and be one with the animals, and they think because they're vegan or whatever. They think
the bear is not going to know.
Yeah, they're like, so what do people? My chakras are feeling pretty good right now. I'm gonna go play with that bear. I'm gonna pet the bear. Oh, look, the bear loves me. It wants. And it sees me with, I see the babies. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do that and see what happens. Shit, there's some trails that I've seen. We've even read story about soldiers whose kids were chased by mountain lions and stuff out west. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, dude. It's like crazy. So it's like fucking damn. But at any rate. So that's just...
just saying, you know what's going to come out of this? What? There's going to be like more safety briefings about the bear when commanders do their risk assessments. At least they're going to have like bear patrols or whatever. Like, there'll be like bear guards. Like soldiers will, like at least a few soldiers will have like ammo or bear spray or something.
I would say, yeah. But you know what? The Joe factor. I'm telling you, man. If I was the E4 Mafia, I'm telling you, you give them a can of bear spray, and there's going to be some fuckery afoot, and it's going to get accidentally sprayed on a Joe, and just kind of like next thing you know, Joe's running into the talk all crying in tears and shit because somebody from the E4 Mafia decided to qualify them and then spray them in the face with.
Well, better that than getting killed by a bear, I guess.
Right. So still no more details of that. Of course, like I said, the injury, the names been withheld due to the pending. I don't care if his dad released it. That's not the point. It's just like we're not going to release it until we have official from his from the military. So speaking of which, did you hear about the jump? Did you hear about the jump at Fort Bragg? Back at Bragg. Did you hear about the jump?
Oh, gosh, it took us 48 minutes. Go on.
48 minutes before I said anything about Bragg. Back at Bragg. This shirt might be catching on fire because I'm talking about Bragg stuff and I'm wearing a tanker shirt. So.
Tell us about the jump.
Two soldiers were injured when from members of the 3rd GSB General Support Battalion assigned out of the 3rd Special Forces Group. When apparently, from what we're getting initial reports, is that they were misdropped and there were some winds in the area. So we're gonna get some back in Bosovo. we're gonna get some details, but again, 2 injuries. It doesn't look like any fatalities that have happened, but they're injured. And so we'll get more details out of that. It was they were jumping, I guess, out of St. Mare or something like that. I can't. St. Mare and soldiers soldiers performed an exit out of a CH-47. I don't know if it was intentional or not. They probably had a red light. Oh, there's Josiah right there. Bragg, back at Bragg. That's like my Beetlejuice right there for Josiah. If I say Bragg, he comes right out. He comes right there. The chats. He's right there. Bragg, Bragg.
He just knows.
He just knows. He knows the Bragg story's going to come up, so he just pops right in. Bragg.
He could be in some undisclosed secure location and just feel it.
He could be at a voting center and in a poll voting because he listened to the attention that you know what I mean. And Bragg, and the next thing you know, he could be like, what? He gets all big. So back in back camp. What band are we talking about? Are we talking about the President's own band, the Marine band, or are we talking about the Army band? So, yep, 20 knots, good to go. Just make sure you perform a highly dynamic parachute landfall when you hit somebody's house. You'll be all right. VA will take care of you. You'll be good. You'll be set. So right now, currently, that's the status of them right now. I know there's some videos that are floating out there. We ain't gonna post it. Not gonna post it due to the fact that, it looks like the kid hit pretty hard wherever he hit. So one of the soldiers there. So it was again 2 soldiers out of the 3rd GSB General Support Battalion out of 3rd Special Forces Group, and I brag. So out at back at brag. So there you go. These poor 2 disenfranchised paratroopers. See if they were jumping. Okay, I'm going to go on this disenfranchised. I'm going to white knight for everybody. I'm going to start white knighting for people now since everybody likes to white knight for me. So, anyways, so that was one of the other stories that we had going on, and we're going to there was another one we had. So, did you see the story about the Air Force did? What the Air Force is doing right now?
Oh, yes.
They're totally trolling. So, y'all know, just like we all know, definitely WTF Nation and the WTF Nation already know about this. Soon, this release of Maverick Top Gun Part 2 is coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Danger Zone.
Danger Zone. Light the fires and kick the tires. Still kind of pissed off about some shit. But. Anyways, so the Air Force is what they're doing is right before their movie, right before Top Gun comes out, the Air Force is going to put a trailer, a recruitment trailer before the Top Gun movie.
That is smart.
That is like the epic in trolling. That is like the most epic of trollingness.
But they're all Navy people in the movie.
Right. As I'm saying, they're all Navy people. What I'm saying, though, is that it's almost like they're saying, okay, here's the Air Force, here's the Air Force, here's the Air Force, here's the Air Force, here's the Air Force doing stuff, and air. Because you know how the Navy likes to say that, so many percent of the Earth is water. You know what I mean? And so what they're doing is they're going to troll. It's almost like they're trolling the Navy by putting an Air Force recruiting commercial before a Navy movie. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's funny.
Okay, well, you know what I love about it is because, when the very first one came out, it took me and my friends that all watched it, when we were kids, quite a few minutes to realize that these aren't Air Force guys.
Yeah, according to the Navy, they only have pilots and SEALs. Exactly. Exactly. And some subs. Don't forget the subs.
This movie did not make us want to join the Navy. It made us want to join the Air Force. Obviously, we were all Air Force kids anyway.
Right.
So, we all wanted to join the Air Force anyway. Long story why I'm in the Army. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, it's brilliant. Especially if any of the kids go to watch it. But I don't see this movie like pulling kids to the theaters though. So hopefully it does. Maybe it'll work. But
I don't know.
I do love the troll part of it.
I do love the troll part of that stuff. I think we have it posted in our timeline at WTF Nation Radio, by the way, and I think it's pretty epic. I think it's pretty cool. I think Space Force moments they like to troll the Navy because they said, hey, at least we had Elon visit our academy or some shit like that. That we're trolling them too.
Well, if the Navy wants to say that 75% of the Earth is made of water, space is like forever.
Right. Right.
There's
exactly.
no limits to space.
The Army needs to throw some out there for support positions. Like, well, okay, all right, stop right there. Daniel, I actually do my intros for my Sergeant's Time video have support personnel in them, and also have some I have a mixture of whatever. So the first Spanky's let's go verify this. No, the Earth is flat. Easy. Stop saying that shit because I'm gonna have the people from Twitter again come at me saying, ICE is talking about stupid bullshit with flat Earth bullshit. Oh, my point is to troll the Air Force. Okay, gotcha. Troll the Air Force, trolling the Air Force. Is that what you're saying? I think it's a genius. Maybe we should post a video. Well, no, the video is posted already on our TL. So I just think, yeah, we're just still waiting on the word from some Navy for our end too about some other stuff before we start trolling them too.
Oh yes, the Earth is flat. So if the Navy goes far enough, they're gonna fall off.
Right. Make the cooks look badass. Right. Make the cooks. I want to see. Come on, I want to see that signal support specialist throw up that goddamn radar like nobody's business. Can you get comms in less than 45 minutes? U.S. Army signal specialist can. You know what I mean? Shit like that. I'm serious. If we had recruiting videos like we post up for Sergeant's Time, thank you. Maybe the people want to join the military. I don't know about that. Their parents are probably saying, "I know that guy. No, don't do it." Trolling the Air Force is easy. Ask them why they lost the CH-47. Huh? Don't know about that. Walked out of here, a lean, mean fighter machine. I know how to do comms. I know how to do commo. What support positions do you think would be like some pretty sexy, like what would be a badass like HUA video for them? Oh, I can't believe I just said HUA. God.
You did.
I usually say MotoVid. I don't know why I said that. Yeah. That's right. Casey Ryback was a cook. And he saved in the Navy and he saved a battle. That's right. Casey Ryback is a cook. What was that movie? Under Siege? Where Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey take over that ship. And or the movie Battleship. Yeah, exactly. We fight aliens too. Come on, Navy. Dear WTF Nation Radio, we're not going to have you do shit with anything that has to do with fabric. Could you imagine? I wonder what Tom Cruise is going to say. Or he's going to find out that the Air Force is just trolling the hell. There will be no videos of this kind trolling my movie.
Oh gosh, I'm
in a fire-setting mood right now
about Tom Cruise because I'm not the same person I was when I was in love with him when I was a kid.
Like when you were in love with him
and he is not the same person he was when I was in love with him as a kid. So I'm not trying to think about him as a Tom Cruise. I am trying to think of him as fucking Maverick. Goddammit. So we're not going to mention Tom Cruise. We're just talking. His name is Maverick. Goddammit.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Bailey says the Air Force should come up with a badass commercial with some top secret video of the Doolittle raid up of a carrier. Damn right. Have some of that old school cool. The Army should do the same thing. Did you see that PSYOP video that those guys did with the Ghost in the Machine? Holy crap. That was some wicked stuff. Better hurry up and download it or rip it from the social media because, yeah, that's some wicked stuff. He's pissed because they wouldn't let him fly the Super Hornet. Yeah, dude. I can fly a MiG-29 Fulcrum and Ace Combat on Xbox, but you don't see me saying that I can fly it in real life. Yeah, dude. I could totally see some old nostalgic cool like that, like Bailey mentioned that. That would be awesome. See some stuff like that. The Army needs to do that too. The Navy needs to do that. Or Operation Mincemeat, that's right. Man, all that Ghost Army stuff happening. Oof. In support of Operation Quicksilver, Operation Koblenz and Kodak. Man. Just getting me all excited over this World War II nostalgia.
Not World War II nostalgia.
Nostalgia, yeah, but you're talking. Yeah, well, you were just talking about it not being Tom Cruise. You said it's going to be Maverick.
No, that's Maverick.
We are not.
It's got to
be Maverick. It's got to be Maverick.
It's just Maverick.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back and laugh at individuals getting mad on social media, and so we'll be right back. Shots. Don't disenfranchise me, Spanky. We're right back.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
It's time. Oh man, let me get some new skit material. I got a lot of ideas in my mind right now about some skits. Just trying to think of which one I should do. Who should I make fun of?
Me.
No, just yeah. I think we went after the expert soldier badge. We're gonna redo that one. I think we should do now that kind of lampoons in a unit.
So many choices.
So many choices.
So much room for activities.
Right, there's so much room for activities with this. Yeah, just see the debauchery of what we could come up with. The simple skit. Of course, these skits are gonna piss people off because, of course, you can't make fun of anything without somebody saying it's just jokes. You're just serving into the misogynistic, Islamophobic, transphobic, homophobic, racial-phobic. What's the other one?
Phobic.
Yeah, it's something phobic. Yeah, airborne phobic.
I'm airborne phobic.
It's messed up. You gotta be airborne phobic, huh? You gotta be the airborne phobia.
I'm airborne phobic. Y'all special. Wouldn't fall out of planes for no reason.
If you don't like the airborne, then you must hate the troops. That's what it is, right? You're disenfranchised.
Exactly
That's the new one.
Disenfranchised. I am unpatriotic. I hate the troops.
There's different. Yeah, there's
me and both of my legs that work just fine.
It's so everything's like hate the troops now. Everything's like I like how everybody. It's like motherfucker, you didn't do shit while you were in. Now all of a sudden you're gonna decide what is hating the troops and what is not hating the troops.
All right. I processed all your paperwork. You got promoted because I made sure your
that's right.
ERB was updated.
That's right. Support your local support your SWAN. And I'd have been like high speed administrative operators like Spankus. Right. You would have been
Yes, and then in my other job, I made sure that your vehicles were cleaned and deconned,
That's
which,
right.
if you were smart enough, knew that meant I had showers for you in the field.
Yeah, exactly that. That's why you didn't piss off the cooks. You didn't piss off the chem. You didn't piss off the supply. You didn't piss off the SWAN. Because
to be honest, most of the time I was just in the S3.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Pissing everybody off.
He says narcissistic phobic. That's right. Everything's phobic. Everything's phobic. But it's no. It's only phobic when it's. But they can make all the dick jokes and big dick energy comments that they want. You know what I'm saying? Got it. It's like whatever. Eat the troops. Exactly. You're a terrorist ass. You're talking all that shit. Talking about all that phobia stuff. Why you got to bring me involved in this ass? So, did you hear about the cannon that was stolen up here at the VFW? And I think that was replaced already, but they said try it again. Damn.
But how are you just easily replacing cannons?
Yeah, I was about to say. I just like to know. Yeah, I was about to say. First off, nobody had a camera on the cannon. It's easy to spot. Probably one of those old World War II Pat cannons. Second, dude, where did you get the cannon to replace it? Like it's almost like you had some old retired World War II vet that was dropping, stacking bodies in WW2. Probably's got one in his backyard. Oh, I fixed that. Here you go. Replace it with this one.
I got an extra. You need one? I'm like, you get that on Amazon? I bet.
Yeah, exactly. when you order your cannons on Wish. So
I'm checking Amazon real quick. You think I'm kidding? See if they got a cannon on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. 3D printers are amazing. That's right, Juan. Straight up. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Exactly that. Very, very. Ooh, could you wait? I can't wait for that new Obi-Wan series, man. Let's talk about. I don't know. This is supposed to be Sarge's time, where we're like shifting back and forth between lines, but
it's just showing me cameras. I got to get more specific with what I want.
Exactly. I didn't mean to see your camera. My bad. But boop, turn back off. I didn't have that on there, but yeah, it's just a lot of mill. It's look. It's funny when the military complains about trying to be apolitical and but then there are senior leaders and leaders out there, individuals that are in the military that will post political comments, and then people freak the fuck out. If you're trying to hold the WTF Nation US or WTF Nation Radio to something like, hey, look, we work to work with units or whatever, we're still a media organization that's going to post shit. So yeah, it just happens to have people in the military that are retired that are that are working there. I just like, dude, it's just today. I'm really just, is it wrong to feel happy or to get a little giddy when you see people just losing their shit on fucking social media about a post that you just like, dude, I can say whatever the fuck I want. And if you don't fucking like it, tough shit. You get to say whatever the fuck you want. And I just scroll right by. I post something. Oh my God.
I mean, it used to, I don't understand. Like, I do see things. It only angers me when it's someone I know personally, you know, like, and it's something that they really feel. And then I'm just like, I can't believe I've known you for 20 something years. And these are words that are, you're typing out of your mouth. I 9 times out of 10 will scroll on by. Okay, 2 + 2 = 5. Go on and think that and go on and live your life. I was not always like that, but it was not always on social media. These were words coming out of your mouth, and I'm hearing them with my ear holes, not reading them with my eyes, and something that you typed probably 8 to 10 hours ago, right? And yes, I'm going to tell you how I feel and why I think you're wrong or whatever. But now, like, I've gotten to the point where I know now that I am not changing anybody's mind.
Right.
So I am not wasting my time. I may state my opinion or what I think is correct or facts, which usually my opinion is based in facts. But there is always some kind of bias or opinion in there. And then go on with my life. I am absolutely not going to argue back and forth in a thread with anybody ever.
Well, that's another thing too, is like there's specific, like there's individuals that will, like when I tweet something or I post something, or hell, when we post something or I see you interacting with you, there are some accounts that are like legit curious and inquisitive, and they want to know. And I see you go back and forth with some people, but not really going back and forth. But I see you having a good discussion, a good engagement, a good comment about it. Okay, cool, and then leaves it alone and all that. But then I've also seen, the individuals just lose their mind, just go absolute ape shit. I'm thinking, ah, damn, dude, you're really getting detached from what somebody says because of that. Then why is it that it wasn't a big deal when Spanky tweeted something before that now all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, you better, because I've known you for quite some time, Spanky, and there is no fucking changing your mind. I know for a fact that when you make a comment or you post something or you make it and you and I have gone back, man, me and you have gone back and forth on a lot of stuff, and I don't ever recall you calling me a name. I don't recall you ever saying that, or I don't recall you call you a name or how you felt. Though you make fun of my age and sometimes my airborneness a little bit sometimes too much, but
right, but there's like this,
it's like a friendly jab or there's nothing wrong with that, but there are individuals that in the military that you really want to, that it's okay that you can post your shit. That's cool. That's nothing wrong with that. I go back to what I was saying about back in the day where we used to have little cards, PAO cards. PAO cards that would say if somebody were to comment or somebody from the media wanted to ask you a question, here's your card, this is the script, stay in your lane, blah, 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 blah. Now we have with social media, we have individuals that have barely been in the Army, barely enough for their boots to get broken in, and they're already fucking shit posting stuff, and then wondering why members of the media or other individuals come at them. Again, I find it such a fascinating fucking study. It's not, to me. I mean, holy crap! There's some individuals that have been sheltered in their fucking lives to have opinions and stuff like that thrown at them. And I will say on both sides too, on whatever you want to talk about, what fringe elements you want to. That's just like, holy crap, dude! It's just like, Jesus, dude, just like. It gets to the point to where you have your hot take and your post take, and then you're realizing you're forgetting. I'm a civilian. I can say whatever the fuck I want, and yes, I'm a soldier for life. And which, by the way, speaking of soldier for life, I have to do today is, I think it was this month and next month, or was it last month and this month, is the AER drive. Make sure you go to www.aer.org and if you're a soldier for life and drop some chips in there and donate to AER. They've done a whole lot more. As a matter of fact, AER has done.
What?
Go ahead.
You just brought that up. AAR's just done something personal. My kid just got a scholarship from AAR. It's $6,500 for this year. So yes, please donate. They do other things other than just help soldiers. Yeah. And so now all of my donations, I'm like, oh look, I was saving for college.
Right. Exactly.
Saving for college.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They've also done a lot of things that the WTF Nation used to raise. We used to raise money. We used to raise money for kid helmets. Well, now AAR does that. Now we just direct people to AAR.
Yes, and there's a reason why you don't see those anymore.
Yeah, there's a reason why you don't see this, because the AAR has been kind of like, oh, okay. So all these assistances that they can have. I wish they had veteran assistance, but. I understand that. Can I get a shout out for Mustaches for Kids of Omaha? Jeff, you're going to get more than a freaking shout out. Tomorrow, Charlie Wilkins and the E4 Mafia for the Mustaches for Kids for Omaha are coming tomorrow. Might as well just do some housekeeping.
Yes, yeah. Let's break out this lemon pledge.
Let's break out the lemon pledge. It's already coming out. I'm going to tell you right now, this is so cool. So Charlie Wilkins, flight medic, he's going to come on and shoot the breeze about Mustaches for the Kids for Omaha, a charity for kids in need. I love stuff like that. We're always going to post, or we're always going to talk about anything like that. But so we're going to give him a shot. We're going to give him a bigger shout out, Jeff. We're going to have him come on and shoot the shit with us, and shoot the shit with Cause and Pooks for Friday Night Freedom. So I just did a shout out.
Yeah.
I just did a shout out. They're coming out of the show tomorrow. What more of a shout out can you get? They're going to get a big shout out tomorrow. So Charlie Wilkins and the E4 Mafia crew are coming tomorrow. There you go. There's a shout out. Shout out to them. Also Monday, we're going to have Louis Ferrandon is the author of Conus Battle Drills. When he was on, it was on 23rd. When he was on, we had our show was like freaking. Oh, wait, that's the 23rd of, May 23rd. He's going to be coming on, too. So, he had almost a 3-hour show. We went from...
Sometimes y'all just be...
Yeah, I mean, well, me and Lewis were talking about...
Rules are made to be broken sometimes.
Well, yeah, it was some good shit, because we were talking about...
screw a schedule. Y'all just do what you want.
I think you went... Yeah, you did. You're like, I'm going to... You're blabbing like crazy, dude. You better, But, yeah, he's going to come on and shoot the shit with us. And shoot the breeze, and I can't wait. It's gonna be on, and then let's see what other guestages do we have? We have other guests coming out. I'm gonna be out for the last week of May during the Memorial Day weekend, so there will not be a Memorial Day show. I might throw a couple pictures and snaps and pics and selfies of where I'll be roaming around. You guys know I do that sometimes. Once in a while, I'll post that too. So. But let's see, what else do we have?
Yes, I'm definitely busy that weekend myself as well.
Yeah, so we're going to be so the last week of from the 29th until the 29th until the 4th, I'm going to be out of the office. So you might be seeing some tweets and pictures and posts and stuff like that. You might see a couple check-ins, maybe. Maybe I might check in some places.
I might even do one check-in. I'll know I have a kid that's graduating. Maybe I'll do one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And I'm sure there's a lot of other soldiers here that have kids graduating. So just be like, Spaggy's here doing a third graduation.
Right. Yeah. So it's when that happens, then you'll see us out there. So just crew it. Yep, there you go. I'll check them out too. Man, Jeff, you're demanding. Man, back up, man. I can feel you breathing on the back of my neck.
Right? Just start shaving a little back of the hair. So
Exactly. You get a closer haircut. So 13th going to be 13th is going to be Charlie Wilkins and the E4 Mafia crew to talk about the benefit, the nonprofit. So it's going to be for mustaches for kids in Omaha. So again, it's going to be a good show. It's for a great cause, with Cause and Pooks on Friday Night Freedom, and then the 23rd of May is going to be CONUS Battle Drills. CQ right now currently is out in a conference himself. He's out in Denver, Colorado at the DARPA conference. He's out doing DARPA stuff. Isn't it kind of crazy that he interviewed the T-1000, and then the next now he's going to a DARPA conference? Isn't that kind of
I have questions.
Yeah.
I think we need to interrogate him upon his return.
I think we need to find out what's going on, because he's
We interrogate him. Find out.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm going to cut some more appointment orders for Radar, have him find out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Radar's getting a whole bunch of additional duties. He doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, exactly. About to say, Radar's been like, maybe
he's going to be our voting assistant.
Yeah, about to say, maybe he's like, he's going to be a roving.
He's going to be an investigating officer.
Yeah, you better cut up some DTS orders and shit. Because he's like, what the hell? What's the matter, man? Don't you hate the troops or something? You hate the troops?
Yeah, that's it. I'm not supporting Radar tonight.
Not supporting Radar tonight?
I don't know what Radar did, but yeah, he's getting all the additional duties.
You should tweet about it and say how it's disenfranchising. That seems to be the new. That seems to me that people are like going to be mad, but if you guys don't know my personality, sometimes I'm not going to bend to something like that. Is Radar going to be the man, Jose? Now that's a name I've not heard. Let me see. Let me look at the Twitterages, and I got like, man, I want to. Everyone's like going nuts on my fucking notifications. I love it. I love it.
A Josh Tamale? I know that was probably
Josh Tamales.
Josh Tamales.
Yeah. Ooh, that's messed up. Y'all just,
like,
like clowning on
Radar
freaking.
got appointed to be a tamale,
He's
like it would probably be.
I know.
Josh.
He says that CQ's trying to get a new bionic booger hooker. Because he's like somewhat Vulcan or something like that. He's got a missing finger, a missing digit. So I wouldn't mind having some experimentation of that. But I know I have a friend that will have somebody that will get the ass if I do that, right, Michael? So don't lose your leg. So what was I gonna say? What was my next thing I was gonna say?
I don't know. We already did housekeeping, so now
housekeeping.
I'm all like,
yeah. So don't forget to tune in. We got Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm just like, we got Monday edition with myself and who's that PJ? Who's that kid we got? Who's that fucking Shipwreck? Yeah, that guy. Air Force AFSOC guy, Air Force Special Operations veteran. I think we need to start just doing. No, what we should do. We should do like some bios and some posts about meet your WTF Nation host, WTF Nation radio host, and just post a bio of everybody. Just kind of like here's what Spanky did. Veteran stuff for Veterans Day. You know what I mean? Maybe we should do that. So, but.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, so that way the audience knows us a lot better because our reach is getting a little bit larger, and people like to shit post us on fucking social media. So I figure, hey, let's get to know who you're shit posting about.
I suppose I do love more than just cheese. So I guess I can, I can expand my bio out a little.
Right, exactly.
I had one. Y'all like redid the website though, so.
Yeah, we're redoing the website anyway. So, but my point being is that we have a show Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday is myself and Shipwreck. Tuesday is Pop Culture Warrior with Michael Kataski, also known as CQ, and the Radar, the Unpop Culture. Thursday is myself and Spanky with a SGT'S Time, and then we have Friday Night Freedom with Cause and the Pooks. So every show is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless we have a guest. The guest will come on usually at 2100 or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for those of you who don't outlaw. And then, like tonight, if we don't have it, we just shoot the breeze for about an hour and a half or so and get everybody riled up on social media and get everybody freaked out and, voter ID, right? Do you agree with my comment? Come on, Speaker, just say you agree with me.
Okay. I agree with some things.
Okay, there you go. See, I mean, it's not too hard to ask. So, matter of fact, I got some homework to do. I'm going to get with the federal voting assistance people. And then there you go. I'm going to see what's up and find out, hey, so what's this big deal about federal voting assistance and shit like that? Why is everybody freaking the fuck out? Why does everyone – it almost seems like everyone's adding more shit to the voting process. Dude, really? You know what I mean? So, anyhow. I'm just purposely trolling a lot of people right now anyways because they're so fucking sensitive about it. But make sure you share it, like, and follow. We're on 2 Facebook pages, WTF Moments, U.S. Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio. We're on YouTube. We're on the Twitch. We're getting more people on Twitch too. That's cool. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Gamer Kids.
Yeah, thank you, Gamer Kids. Yeah, we also have some people on the we just hit over 9,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you again if you want to check us out on YouTube. And also we're on the Twitters on purpose, so that way I could shit post and I don't have to worry about writing all these fucking threads on Twitter when I can just talk to everybody back and say whatever. Nobody ever really likes to take up the offer of calling anyway, so. But that's just me. So with that, you got anything, Spanky? You got any?
I do not. Y'all have sweet dreams and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all have a good night, and thank you for hanging out. And make sure you're registered to vote. Shots. I'm gonna keep digging, Spanky. I'm gonna keep digging these guys.
Dig it. I'm gonna come join you.
Dig them. Oh, did you call? I didn't see anybody call, so my bad, dude. Shit. I'm sorry. So, anyways. So, you have a good night. See ya. Shots.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Сьогодні ти знову написала, що тобі страшно. І я знову попрошу. Ні, сьогодні я накажу відставити боятись. Погладь за мене Бармалея і спокійно лягай спати. До речі, як там Урусю в школі? Скажи тату берегти серце і обійняти маму. І взагалі, давайте усміхатися. В вашій силі краса. Допомагайте один одному і виручайте. Цілуйте любимих. Святкуйте свою свободу. Ви за нашими спинами, ось такі теж надійні, не ховаєтеся, прикриваєте нас із тилу. Зробіть так, щоб ми пишалися вами. І ми повернемось. Повернемось і будемо жити.